evening, everybody. It is Wednesday night here at Beyond the Airwaves, the Infinity Project. That's right. That means it's Hump Day. That's right. Like that Geico commercial. Sorry, Mike. Mike. Can't help that.
All good.
Yeah. Anyways, it's Wednesday. That means it's time for Rant Rocket Wednesday. That means we got stories that'll make you laugh, think, cry, get upset. We'll fire off our supernova rant rocket, and I have a feeling we're gonna need it tonight in more ways than one.
Well, how I'll say it. How is everyone doing today?
I'm good. Tired, but
So
good.
far, so good. Myself.
I'm glad you took my suggestion though and got that program.
Yeah,
Yep, I got it up and running, and I made my default location to where I'm at. I'm just now looking around for a minute.
yeah. Well, anyway, I'm your host for tonight. I am Oddball Stream. I'm currently joined on the line by two of my crazy cohorts. First, we have our master and creator, Frodo. Hello, sir.
Which is obviously me if you don't know.
And we also have our resident Joker, Mike. What's up, Mike?
Not much. Happy Wednesday.
Yep, halfway through the week, and of course, there's gonna be an extended weekend coming.
And he's having fun dinking around with my radar now.
Yep, yep. And speaking of which, we might as well go ahead and get to the weather report. So, all right.
Who's doing the weather report?
Yeah, I got it.
Well, I can handle it too,
Yeah.
By the way, I do want to make mention to people. A couple days ago, I predicted that a tropical storm of some kind would form south of Jamaica. I was correct.
Yep. There it is.
Tropical storm Nana has formed with right now wind speeds of 60 miles per hour with a ground speed of 15 miles per hour heading due west, and it's 50 miles north northwest of Honduras.
Hmm.
So I just want to point out that I was correct. I was slightly incorrect about the path it was taking, but that's fine. It's close enough to the Yucatan Peninsula that I'll still count it as pretty damn good.
Yeah.
So,
And I'll tell you this right now, from the way this is going, this could possibly cross the entire length of Central America and could possibly merge the Pacific. If it strengthens, it'll get a new name.
yep. So I just want to point that out first off. Second off, the tropical depression on the east coast is just lollygagging its way around. It's 265 miles north of Bermuda,
Mm-hmm.
heading east at 40 at 14 miles per hour.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of worthless. Now
Yeah.
to America, we have some. We have a slight convective index over Washington D.C. and surrounding areas, including Dover, Delaware, uh, Baltimore, Baltimore, Philly, Lancaster, Reading, that kind of area. That slight risk is this level 2 out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
0, general thunder. 1, minimal. 2, slight.
3
3,
enhanced, 4 moderate, and 5 high.
yep, yep. Those are what they are. So when we talk about the convective index, that's
Yeah,
what we need.
but what I found it is Washington D.C. may have to watch out even worse tomorrow.
That's what I've been hearing too. We got some storm activity over by Bowling Green. It doesn't look like it's anything severe. In fact, looking at the radar as I see it,
There
it
it is.
it just kind of looks like little storms,
Maybe
minimal
so,
light.
but I'll tell you this: parts of Arkansas are like there's some place in Arkansas that are practically underwater right now because they've had so much rain. But at least at least they're getting a break.
Yeah, most of it.
Yeah,
Jonesboro, Pocahontas, that area isn't.
I just
Oklahoma,
yeah.
Oklahoma City, you're getting something approaching you. It might not hit you. It might hit like Shawnee, but yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, other than that, there's not really much going on. There's a little bit North Dakota. There is a severe thunderstorm warning in effect in North Dakota until 9:30 tonight, and that's 24 minutes away.
Oh, it
It
looks like it's that line of thunderstorms. Yep, it's for that line.
Yep, it's that line, and it looks like it's got some decent wind, but it's we're not looking at derecho level here.
No.
We're looking at pretty gusty winds at 60 miles per hour. So, some damage. Just be cautious. It's normal thunderstorms, but that's
And
really
let's see, at least the good news is it's past Devil's Lake, which is the geographical center of North America.
yep. And it looks to me like, other than those small areas that I mentioned,
Uh huh.
where everywhere else is pretty much clear. Uh, I mean, not clear, but no severe weather. Looking in Alaska, there's a little bit, not much. Few
Oh,
things
you want to
in
know? Hey, you know what's been spotted already in Montana? Snow.
Oh, stop swearing!
Yep.
No cursing like that. That's not cool. Okay, and before I end tonight's weather report, I do want to make notice of just west of uh, Africa, there is something trying to form. It looks like it's about a 60% chance of forming sometime in the next 5 days. If it forms, it's probably going to be pretty close to the Cape Verde area.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, probably just Porto Novo, Riviera Brava, Nova Sinatra, and Mostaros. That area. It. I don't know if it's gonna come to America, but if it does form, this will be a P
Mm-hmm.
tropical system that is.
It's the fastest it's ever gotten to this far.
Yep, it's the fastest it's ever gotten to P. It's just a little bit ridiculous, and anyone who says 2020 isn't out to kill us, well, you're fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like as if 2020 couldn't be crazier than it already is.
But yeah, that's the BTA weather report. Like I said, we don't do much for it because why should we? I mean, I'm not a meteorologist. I'm just taking guesses based on what I see.
Well, I
But the
get it. We're what known as armchair meteorologists.
but here's the thing: for me and us, we the tools we have at our disposal to do the weather, you can download yourselves. In fact, Mike just downloaded them to his computer. And honestly, they are extremely powerful tools. You can get them on your tablets, on your phones, everywhere. And the program that we use is My Radar. And if you notice all the different things that were active, that gives us all the information. So
Sorry, that's the wrong thing.
I just want everyone to know it is there.
Yeah. It is.
So
It is a very useful tool too.
it
Very
really
useful.
it
Hmm.
is really useful, and as a weather spotter, I appreciate greatly having multiple tools at my disposal
Hmm.
because on my phone I have at least 4 or 5 different radars on it, maybe 6.
I've got about 6, 7 weather apps on my phone.
Yeah, and each one has a purpose.
Hmm. Okay. Uh,
Oh,
oh, what?
I just got some information from CNN.
Okay.
2 bits of news that I just found out that I didn't know earlier.
Okay.
New York Mets legend
Tom
Tom
Seaver.
Seaver has passed away from COVID and body dementia.
Yes, I did read
Oof.
about that.
And The Rock
Oh
had
yes.
COVID.
He and his entire family.
Has COVID?
Yep.
Had.
Oh,
Had it.
had.
They okay. They had tested positive. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to say this right now. Anyone who hasn't had COVID, count yourself lucky.
Yeah.
I count myself extremely lucky, even though I was at ground zero and could have easily been infected. And I probably was infected, but I didn't get any symptoms.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this much. A second person in my family has tested positive for COVID-19. My younger nephew.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Well, the good news is he is self-isolated over at the University of West Alabama. So,
Good. But yeah,
but
I
yes,
think,
I mean, I've been lucky myself. So,
knock on wood.
yep.
Um, Hun, are you wanting to come on? No, that's what Rant Rockets are for.
Yep.
Come join us.
That's fine. That's what we want.
Yeah.
That's why I'm offering you to come on, because you have every right to rant about what you love.
Oh yeah, exactly. As I know if Tim were on tonight, and by the way, Spirit Spotter Tim, he's over at Booze and Booze tonight, which is fine. But he would be going off on this too, since both he and Eclipse play World of Warcraft.
So I'm gonna I'm gonna hope that she decides to come on.
Okay.
She can,
Yeah.
because you have every right. But
The door is open.
Yeah.
before,
Frodo, we
uh-oh,
lost you.
I'm
Oh
here.
no!
Okay.
That's
Ah, there's
why.
our star child. Hello, Janet.
Hey,
That's why.
hi.
That's why you lost me for a moment, was
Okay.
because of Janet coming in.
Hi, Mike.
Hello.
You know what? You're lucky I don't call you Tyke.
But no,
Gotcha.
Tish.
I wasn't
Well,
trying
hey,
to be
Tish.
I'm glad I made myself laugh. It's been a rough evening.
Oh boy.
What's going on?
Um, uh, just hectic
Hmm.
between first one thing, then another, then this, then that.
Well, why was a little hectic just before the show? Something. We had a weird rotten smell coming from Mom's bathroom.
Oh, what was it? A sewer backup?
No, It turns out it might have been a container of paint.
Oof.
So we've gotten that outside. So hopefully, that'll put an end to the weird smell. But Mom,
You know what is good?
what?
It's gets rid of number two smells real good, but it works for any type of bad odor.
Okay,
It's called Odoban.
interesting.
I actually like Ozium better.
You like what?
Osium.
Ozium.
Well,
Ozium. Ozium knocks out any smell, considering that we used to use it when I was studying electrical, uh, home electrical back in early 2000s. And when you think about having 11 different dudes in one room plus one that
oh, 11 different dudes in one room and you all eat bean burritos.
and there's only one bathroom.
Oh,
Oh,
that'd
There's
be the
only
worst
one
thing ever.
bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ah,
Hi,
there's
there
only
you
Sarah.
one
are.
Sarah.
That'd be
There's
the
only
worst
one.
thing ever.
All right.
Hello,
I'm here.
Sarah.
Hello, Eclipse.
Yep, I'm here. That'd be the worst thing ever.
Okay, which would you rather me call you on air? Eclipse or Alley Cat or Sarah?
Whatever you feel like, Janet. I don't really care.
All right.
The-
Well,
All right.
I'm gonna mute out.
Yeah, because I believe
You
it's
are going to come back, aren't you?
he'll still be able to hear you. It's just with us both on our headsets because we're in the same room. It echoes.
ah. It
And
echoes,
Gotcha.
echoes.
and because she has something to say, I'm gonna let her do it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So, Eclipse, would you like me to fire the rant rocket?
Go for it.
All right. Everybody, get clear.
Grab your ass, duck your head, run.
No, it's called Kiss Your
It's
Ass Goodbye.
Yep.
alright.
Okay. Whoops. I think I didn't do. Let me do that again because I didn't do the whole thing. Okay. Take two.
Okay, there we go.
All right. Now we got it. Okay.
All right,
Okay.
we got it.
Also, quick message to Frodo if he's still around. Look,
Hey.
look at the chat just for shits and giggles here. Look at the ones that Ash and I have posted roughly at the same time. You'll get a kick out of the emotes.
Chatty a derp. Okay.
And then just below it, the 8-bit bit. They they are actually supposed to go together because they formed that one cat meme.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see him.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So, this is what I've been hearing from. This is what I've been hearing from Tim. He's upset about this too. Blizzard did something about they dropped some sort of event, and then there's
It's
something.
they're going to drop an event. It's not
Oh,
they haven't dropped it yet, but they're going to.
okay.
Because when what I've seen from MMO Champion, the US is actually going to get Shadowlands on the 26th, so they're matching everybody else in the world.
Okay.
But the thing is generally before something drops, we have what's called a pre-patch event.
Right.
This is what's got a lot of people pissed off because they've taken something that we know for years that they haven't had change for years, and all of a sudden, because of an 8-year-old niece of I guess a Devi was working on it or something, and she saw it and freaked out. They basically made it so they look a little more fleshy than they should.
Oh boy.
So instead of seeing more bones, we're basically getting almost the Chinese version, which was like no bones. And that's pissing a lot of people off.
Okay. Here's my question: Why the hell would an 8-year-old be playing this game?
No, I don't think she was even playing it.
Okay.
The thing that I can think of is he was probably working on something. She saw this ghoul or something that looked bony and freaked out.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Gotcha.
sorry. There's a
What game
reason.
are we talking about?
World of Warcraft.
There's a reason this is rated T and higher. I'm sorry, you don't allow an 8-year-old to play this game, even supervised, because there is some stuff that would freak an 8-year-old out because they
Yeah.
don't know any better. And to them, it's not fantasy. Anyone that's like a teen, I guess about a teeny bopper and older, we understand it's fantasy, it's fake, it's not going to get us. An
Hmm.
8-year-old's going to go, oh my god, I'm going to have nightmares for a week,
Yeah. Or longer, depending.
or yeah, depending on the kid. But yeah, all because of a freaking Debbie's niece. They made him a little more fleshy, and even they went from gray to red.
Oh boy.
It looks stupid, and the cultists look from a little less. They look more like shadows, like the shadow priest do now, instead of just I'm here, I'm looking undead and
Oh boy.
gray. It's like okay, that's fine, whatever. But with the
Jeez.
but it's like why change it when there's some everybody looks forward to these pre-events because they're usually
Hmm.
pretty fun. But if uh, if there's gonna be like a lot more character chat and stuff, and yeah, there's great interaction with other NPCs, but at the same time, why change it for one person?
Yeah. It's almost like let's say I have my gluten and dairy intolerance. I go into
Mm-hmm.
work. Let's say I would go into work. They're ordering something. You know, if I were dumb enough to do this, I would have said, "Oh, you guys don't think about me or my gluten and dairy intolerance." Of course, I really don't do that anyway.
No,
But
but that you're just using that as an example.
Yeah.
right, uh huh,
You're not an entitled bitch.
exactly. It's like I always say, don't change the whole thing on account of me because I'll figure it out. I'll find a way to solve it.
And you usually did.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but I only heard about it, the fact that it was an 8-year-old through. I was actually in game and I was listening to because I don't know how to shut up chat in the game,
Uh-huh.
and someone said that it really got hardcore nerfed because of a little 8-year-old being scared, and I'm going okay. By the time we were 8, most of us get desensitized to most of this.
Mm-hmm.
So how can she still be in the dark about this when her uncle works for fucking Blizzard? Pardon
Mm-hmm.
the f bomb, but it needs to be said.
No, no, no. You
Hey,
can
go
curse here.
ahead.
You are
That's
allowed to curse here. You are allowed to curse.
Oh, okay, just no body parts. I'm an undead.
well. You want to
My
know
undead's
something?
still bunny as heck. They haven't changed her yet.
It'd be like somebody got offended by Tracer and or one of the other characters in Overwatch and pitched a bitch about it.
Yeah.
Well, most of the Overwatch characters, you can tell they're either human, and if they're non-human, you could tell that they're non-human in a way.
Yeah, but
But
I'm
in World of
using
Warcraft, I mean,
Overwatch as an
I've got
example. Thank
one
you.
character that's an undead character. She's my Shadow Priest. I love her to death, and I don't want to see her getting bulky, all because some little kid decided that stuff with bones being shown is scary. I mean,
Well, if you get
most of us figure out later, sooner or later, that bones in a game will not come after us.
Yeah.
It's,
And
it's just fantasy. That's all it is.
yeah.
World of Warcraft is a game of fantasy. It's a role play game.
Right. I'll tell you this. Probably the one thing I'm concerned about is I hope. I know you would not do this. I know Tim would not do this. I'm worried those players are going to try to go after the kid and her uncle.
I hope no. I hope they don't do that
I
because
don't either because
both Tim already feels that because and even someone else I was talking to earlier, they feel that because of all the haters that they're going to lose a lot of subscribers because
Mhm,
of this, and I would not blame them if they did decide to drop.
are you
mhm.
I
gonna
really
drop?
don't.
Are you gonna drop it?
Only reason I'm not dropping it is because it's my stress release.
Okay, that makes sense.
Granted, I won't have the same style
Mhm.
when the stat squish happens in October because we're going from level 120. Basically, anything that's level 120 right now, and trust me, it's a pain in the butt to get that 120. It's going down to level 50.
Oh God,
But
that's
but
stupid.
well,
That's not fair.
that's when the new content stuff starts. Because basically, what they're doing is what's really nice is you got your starting area. So from 1 through 10, you can level up just like normal. But what's really nice, the actually how they're doing it's really nice because you have this area you can go into to get to level 10. You're fighting everything that's there. It doesn't matter what level you are. You're fighting it. But what's really nice is what they have is called chromie time because you can either just go through like normal where they've zoned everything down, or if you do chromie time, is any of the expansions that are already out. So say you like Mr. Pandaria, you
Okay.
can take your character from level 10 and level it to 50 before going into Shadowlands. You don't have to go to any of the other zones.
Oh, okay.
So it's the way that the game itself is going to be released is not bad.
Mhm.
It's just this pre-patch has got everybody worked up because they've seen it one way on the PTR, which is basically the public test realm, and it's not going to be the way they want it, and it's going to take them off because things are looking. Because I got to see one of the ghouls up close. Like I said, they went from being gray and kind of bony to a little more fleshy and red color, which is really weird because I've never seen red ghoul before.
Mhm.
And then the cultists kind of look a little more alive in a way, I guess, if you want to put it that way.
Yeah.
But you can tell the cultists aren't supposed to be alive either because they're supposed to be like a death knight where they're undead. Because death knights are technically undead, even if they are whatever race you pick them to be.
Right.
Hey, look at this. Can you? And this probably sums up a lot of people's feelings right off the bat, including yours, Sarah. I'm not in the mood for this shit.
Yep. Pretty much. Pretty
That's
much.
what this little critter's saying. I'm
Yep.
not in the mood for this shit.
Pretty
Yeah.
much. Because, I mean, there's so many diehard fans that have been since vanilla. That's base. I got into it just before my brother quit around, I'm gonna say Cataclysm for a couple years, and then he got back into it during Mr. Pandaria, and that's when I picked up again, because that's my first Shadow Priest. I raised her from level 1 to level 90 without any heirloom items.
Oh,
Those are
nice.
items that basically have extra XP on them.
Mhm.
I know for a fact when the new stuff happens, they're probably going to nerf that, either nerf the crap out of that, or they're just
What
going to
is
take off the.
nerfing? What is nerfing?
It means it's basically going to be something that's powerful going down to I can do this measly 1 point to you. It's basically nerfing is you're taking something down, something that's powerful down to something a little more manageable. There's
Okay,
nerf,
yeah.
and then you got your buffs, which is basically I'm making it more powerful.
Mhm.
So you got your nerfs and your
Okay,
buffs.
see, I don't play those type of games, so I don't know
You
the
don't understand the lingo. That's
terminology.
fine. That's
Yeah.
fine. But a lot of people that play MMOs, they understand what a nerf is, they understand what a buff is. But it's almost every, in fact, every expansion pretty much, they've nerfed or stat squashed stuff, if you want to put it that way.
Okay,
So
that
that
helps me
that
a
way you can
little bit.
start building anew again. It's
Mhm.
just this one is a major squish because one getting to 120 is just ridiculous, anyways.
And now
I
it's
mean,
gonna drop to 50.
and it's going to drop to 50.
That's really
But
dumb.
if with the way they scale stuff, as long as you like already know the quest chains and you can just go through it, just boom, 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 you're in the new content in like no time flat. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just how well do you know an area? How quick can you get through that area? And which area
Oh,
you want to be in, or do you just want to follow whatever you do, which is basically just go through stuff like you normally do? Because right now, with the way it's set up, you have your starting area, and then any kind of, I guess, beginning areas on the main islands, which is the Eastern Kingdom and Kalimdor, you can get up to level 60 before you can decide whether you want to go to Outlands or Northrend. Because it used to be you had to go to Outlands and you'd level there and then you went to Northrend. Well, right now you have your choice of either, depending on what you hit. And then at level 80, you go to Pandaria. After Pandaria is yeah, Draenor. I had to think because Draenor is where I really got going. And then after Draenor is Legion, and then Legion leads into BFA, which is Battle for Azeroth, and then Battle for Azeroth leads into Shadowlands, technically. That's all going away if you do the Chromie time, because you can basically pick one expansion, go, and then be in the new content, which looks pretty awesome.
Hmm.
And what's really nice, what I really love that they're doing, is the characters have a little more customization. Because most characters look like they're getting like an eye color slider thing you can do. Males now have beards and other things that are, and maybe side bangs or whatever that are now separate that you can do. From what I've seen that people have shown, so it looks really really nice. In the character screen, it sets up where one side you see Alliance, the other side you see Horde. It's just perfect. I mean, yes, a lot of people have probably been wanting this for a while, which is nice. But at the same time, it's just this pre-patch is what's getting more people worked up than anything, all because they're not sure if it's going to stay nerfed or if they're going to go back and change it to what it should be. And
you know what's going to happen, don't you? A
if it's,
lot of people are going to pitch a bitch with Blizzard.
oh yeah, almost every time something doesn't go the way of the masses, you bet their bippy it's going to get changed.
Mhm.
So I look for them, maybe if they get enough complaints, enough bitch pitching,
Well,
that,
I got a feeling because the public test room updated today, and
yeah,
I have somebody who's actually playing right now. I can watch them play if I want to. And so far, just with the seeing the new Scourge, because it's basically Scourge Attack 2.0. The first being in Wrath of the Lich King, because that's what he's associated with. But yeah, everybody that said BlizzCon, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen BlizzCon, spoiler alert, Sylvanas takes the crown off the Lich King's head and breaks it. Now, this crown supposedly controls the veil that protects Azeroth from the Shadowlands. And Shadowlands is basically their equivalent of the Land of the Dead.
Mhm.
kind
Because
of like
Azeroth is
the
basically intertwined with the Emerald Dream, which is what druids go into, and they make sure everything's okay and all that. I don't know what all they do in there, other than they kind of keep an eye on the world. And then you got Shadowlands, which is where okay, you've done this in your life. Okay, this is what coven you go to, and there's 4 covens. Well, to my understanding, The everybody that's died for Battle for Azeroth hasn't been going to a coven. They've been going directly to a place called the Maw. The Maw is where
Yes.
the character, the jailer, I think, yeah, the jailer resides. And because of this, both the jailer, because
You're
apparently,
losing me there, my
the,
friend.
yeah, the jailer and Sylvanas, who was the war chief, have made a pact because she doesn't want to die. She's undead already. She doesn't want to die. And with more souls into the Maw, they get stronger. So because the jailer wants to take over what the arbiter does. The arbiter's like, okay, you go to this place, you go to this place. It basically directs where your soul goes. The jailer wants all the souls for himself to get powerful and break free out of the mob because nobody else has done it before, and yet that's what we get to do when we first go there.
Ah,
Gotcha.
Because we have to break through there to get to the main hub, and then from the main hub we get to pick one of the covens, and then we play through the whole quest line. And what I've know so far is after you've done that with one character, any other, I guess, alt character. So if you have another character you want to run through there, they can immediately pick. But I'm not sure if they're going to change that because that's just what I've heard and seen. I think that was actually on BlizzCon they actually announced that one. So
How long has World of Warcraft been out? Ash is asking in the chat.
since '04, I believe.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's been at least 16 years because we celebrated the 15th anniversary just last year. So
okay.
it's been out for a grip.
yeah,
We all
I mean, this is one of the longest running MMOs that's out there.
There's not one. It's the.
the
Yeah,
only game by Blizzard that I played is Diablo 3.
I have World of Warcraft Classic because it goes with the World of Warcraft thing if you have the subscription. And then I have Heroes of the Storm and Hearthstone.
Ah,
Well, what's nice with at least Heroes of the Storm and Hearthstone, you don't have to put money into it if you don't want to.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're going to get your butt kicked all the time, but that can be half fun. World of Warcraft, where I have to put money into, if all of a sudden I'm losing like everybody that I play with, it's making it no fun. But at the same time, I don't want to give it up just because it is my stress relief from work right now. Because I don't really have anything else unless I want to go on Minecraft and be mindless for a while. But I'd rather be on World of Warcraft where I can actually talk with people and be around people and not anyone that's like a little kid.
Yeah.
But I swear, I don't know why, but I swear most Alliance people have to be under the age of 18 just because of how they act. But at the same time, there are those that are adult age. They're just hard to find. Because on the, I do have one. I actually got a couple horde groups that I'm in. I'm in their guilds, and they're amazing. They're willing to help you. I mean, you ask for help, and they're like, "Oh, it's over here," or "Oh, I can do this for you," or whatever. I mean, it's great. You try to do that on the Alliance, and they look like you grew a second head. It's like I was just asking a question. I don't play on this faction very often.
Ah, gotcha.
It's the Horde and the Alliance. That's why it's Battle for Azeroth. That and the fact that in Legion, Sargeras, who is a fallen titan, takes a big friggin' sword and tries to jam it into the planet. He succeeds in jamming it into the planet, but we succeed in purifying it so it doesn't do any more damage.
Oh, I bet that didn't set well with the dude.
Let's just say the speaker of Azeroth decided to call for us for help.
Ah.
Right now, I have one character, her Heart of Azeroth is level 81. But that's because she's the one that I've been playing on. It maxes out at 85, so I've got 4 levels if I put the time into it. But at the same time, I'm wondering what's going to happen to it once.
In a quarter mile, you will arrive at your destination.
If it happens with the artifacts from Legion, because that's the artifacts that we use to purify the sword, so it doesn't do any more damage to the world. It's like, are we going to do the same thing with the heart, where we basically sacrifice it so that way any corruption from the old gods doesn't seek through anymore? Because after we defeat the last old god, there's no more old gods to fight because we fought all the others, and one of them was ripped out by a titan, and that's why we
Ah.
got the Shah and Pandaria. It
All
had
right.
seven. It had 7 heads, so we had the 7 sins. That's basically what the Shah are based off of the sins, which I thought was kind of cool. But yeah, it's just the pre-patch has everybody worked up right now because of one little girl going, "I find this scary." I'm sorry.
How
No,
did it get back to the makers at Blizzard?
because like I said, it was a developer's niece that saw it. So he was probably working on it at home or something, and she freaked out about it because she happened to be visiting or something, and that's why it's gone back to headquarters. So they'd rather adjust it for one little girl than listen to their clientele who's saying it's just fine.
Yeah. It's amazing how just one person
Hmm.
can change the whole thing.
Well,
Yeah.
with like my husband said, in China, anything that's skeleton at all has either been completely removed, or they've been like the undead. They don't look like they should. Like, they don't look like.
skeletal.
Yeah, they're not skeleton. It's all covered up.
Oh boy.
I mean, it's bony. Yes, you can tell that it's bony, but other than that, you don't see the bones. But that's in China. It's like, are we all of a sudden turning into China here? Because that like suck.
Yeah, well, who would be pretty happy about that, right? A certain person in the White House.
You mean our
Number
idiot,
45.
Yeah.
idiot in office?
Yes.
Number 45.
We call him the idiot in chief.
That's what I call him too. I call him either idiot in chief or crybaby in chief.
Speaking
Pretty
of
much.
speaking of number
Oh.
45,
What's
there
funny
was
is,
a
could I? And this is real quick, Janet. One of
Okay.
the people that I talked to actually calls him the, what is it? The tangerine Nazi or the the tangerine Nazi.
good one.
I like that one.
There was the editorial cartoon in our newspaper, and it really did insult Smokey the Bear.
Ah.
It was Smokey the Bear, only instead of Smokey the Bear's face, it had Trump's,
Uh,
and the caption was, "Only you can stop Biden."
oh jeez,
That is an insult.
It's an insult to Smokey the Bear.
I agree.
it's an insult to everybody.
It's an
Hmm.
insult to Americans' brains.
I don't know if you've heard me say this before, Sarah, but every time that man opens his mouth, words don't come out, a pile of shit does.
Yeah.
Oh, I believe it.
Huh. Yeah, it's like this thing today. I'm just gonna say the headline. I'm not gonna go any further than this, but let's put it this way. Trump rant about anarchist protesters wielding deadly cans of soup goes
Cans
viral.
of soup?
Oh jeez.
I know he said it, but it's like, oh god.
The idiocy's just become even more dumber.
This was his answer. They throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick. It's too heavy. Excuse me.
You
I
can
lift
too.
I can lift a brick.
So can I.
They're about the same weight as a freaking can of soup.
Yeah, of course
Well,
it
it
depends on the
depends on the
soup.
size of the brick, Sarah.
Yeah.
Well, if it's just one of those red bricks, then yeah, you can pick it up and toss it just like you can of soup.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Because when I picture a brick, that's what I picture is that red brick that you can just pick up no problem and pitch it. Not that I recommend people doing it, but still.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, they call them soup carrying anarchists. It's like, okay, yeah.
Soup carrying anarchists. Ugh.
More like soup carrying Trump haters.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like I said,
God.
idiocy's just
Please.
keep on getting dumber.
Well, let's see. The remarks quickly went viral across Twitter, drawing tongue-in-cheek quips about the dangers of soup, as well as mashups with a tyrannical soup Nazi character from Seinfeld.
Oi. Damn. Boy, what
Isn't
else
that
are you
isn't
going
that
to
an
do?
insult to the soup Nazi from Seinfeld though?
Yeah, it probably is. It's like, oh,
Still funny though.
brother.
Well, you know what? Trump needs to grow big, either grow bigger balls or get the hell out of town.
It'd probably be get the hell out of town.
Well, we pretty much know who his cohorts are.
Yeah.
I'll give you a hint. They're not in the U.S.
Nope. You're right.
They're probably in Russia.
and China.
Yep.
Putin's bootin'.
Russia, our women are like men.
Well, we pretty much know what Putin and Trump do in their free time. So
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
we had a North Korea and China in there, and then we could just get a whole orgy.
Oh my god.
Oh, speaking of which, I don't know about this one. Trump said something effective. He wanted Sarah Sanders, who was the press secretary at the time. He wanted her to take one for the team when supposedly the North Korean dictator winked at her. It's like,
Oh,
huh?
jeez. No, thank you.
Mm-mm.
I'll pass, thank you.
Yeah,
I wouldn't take one to the team even if they paid me $1,000,000 to do it.
yeah. This is. I feel like it's getting
Unless
so
you
far
and I,
ahead.
the only time I think I'd do it is if you and I were desperate for money, honey. But even then, I wouldn't do it
Yeah.
just because I wouldn't know if the person was clean. I'm sorry, I ain't getting anything from somebody else just because they ain't clean.
Yeah.
Poor Mike.
Mike is
I
over
think
there
we
doing a
broke his
face palm,
brain.
aren't you?
Yeah. Sorry, Mike.
All
All
I
right,
have to say about that is,
let's just let it drop for Mike's ears' sake.
Yeah. That's fine. Sorry, Mike. Couldn't resist this
Mike,
one. Because let's face
sorry.
it, I'm sorry, Mike. It's just when I saw that headline about the soup cans, it's like, what? Deadly
that's okay.
soup cans?
Well,
All I have to
they
say
can
about
be if you hit right.
That's true.
yeah, well,
Well, let's see. JJ's in the chat room. Hello, JJ. Good to
Hi,
see you.
JJ.
She said there's this video of Nancy Pelosi at a salon getting her hair done while not wearing a mask. The salon was supposed to be closed.
Oh, jeez. Oh, there is good news about Iowa.
What's that?
Everyone's now required to wear a mask when in Cedar Rapids, at least here in Cedar Rapids, that if being 6 feet apart isn't feasible, you have to have a mask.
Yeah. Here in Alabama, it's been like that since around May. I mean, I think like it
Well,
started
here's
in
the
Montgomery at the
thing,
end of May.
Shirley. Here's the crazy thing about COVID in the Midwest. Iowa is the highest, all thanks to Ames
Uh-huh.
and Iowa City, because those two are college towns.
Right.
And it's because of the fact that the college students aren't wearing masks and they're spreading it to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
well, technically Cedar Rapids is too because you have Kirkwood, Co, and Mount Mercy.
Yeah, but they've taken the precaution. They're wearing masks and stuff, but you only hear about Iowa City, Iowa, and Iowa State because they are two of the biggest colleges in this state, if not the biggest.
True.
True.
I mean, you hear
True.
about Northern Iowa too, but not as much as you hear about those two. That's why those two have the biggest rivalry with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So if we hear about anything about COVID or anything that isn't in Cedar Rapids, it's usually Ames
Mm-hmm.
in Iowa City.
That's true.
That's why they
Yeah.
close bars in those areas.
Well,
I know
Lynn County also has it too.
That's
Cedar
true.
Rapids.
at one of the biggest universities here in Arizona, ASU and U of A, they opened for in-person classes, and they had to close down because the students at, I can't remember if it was ASU or U of A, they caught the students at one big party. No
Mhm.
social distancing, no masks.
Not
They had to
surprised.
Oh yeah.
close again. And not, I think it was either last night or the night before, this young girl, she came all the way from Colorado to go to ASU, I believe it was.
Uh-huh.
And they showed her packing up her stuff to go home.
Ooh.
And I can't say as I blame her.
Nope, I wouldn't either.
I would
It's
Yeah,
not blame
I
her
wouldn't
one
blame her
little
either,
bit.
especially if they don't have social distancing or masks.
yep. But it's like
I
here.
think ASU has, oh God, about 635, 640 cases of coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
I
for
don't care
I'm
what's
not sure.
going on.
I'm not sure what the COVID forecast was for today, but the last couple of days we've been watching on Channel 9's kind of covering it.
Okay.
But our cases of COVID, thanks to the colleges, have been in the thousands.
Hmm.
I believe it. Oh,
Well, here's the issue though. Recently, it's been discovered that most of the data that has been released had not exactly been accurate.
Mm,
That's
That's the biggest problem.
Yeah.
that's true.
yeah, but still, I mean, yes, a lot of people can get COVID. I had COVID. It wasn't anything I couldn't handle because it's mild, but I had it.
Mm-hmm.
And I've recovered, even if I had to cut my hair because of hair of damage. But still,
Yeah. My brother had COVID-19 a couple months ago. My younger nephew has got COVID-19 now.
ooh,
your younger nephew,
Yes, Hunter.
Hunter.
Yep, he
does he
tested positive. But the good news is he's at the University of West Alabama. He has quarantined himself, and I think
does he have a like a light case of it, or is it
I,
slightly
I think
severe?
I think it's a case of asymptom. I think it's asymptomatic.
Ah,
Can
okay.
he still smell and taste?
Yeah, I think he can. He's not showing really any symptoms. So
That's
Well, being
kind of where I was.
asymptomatic don't usually show symptoms, but they can pass it on to people.
exactly.
I was asymptomatic.
Well,
Oh,
Bless you.
you and I were pretty much in this whole house the whole time I was off without being in contact with anyone other than maybe my parents on. Because that's why I got COVID, is because we went over Easter Sunday to be with my parents, and my mom ended up not feeling well that week. She got tested, and then I went, oh my God, because then all of a sudden she was posting my brother and dad weren't feeling good, and then I wasn't feeling good. So it just basically snowballed that all four of us got it.
Hmm.
Then I didn't.
Well, you're probably asymptomatic the whole time.
But then again, I
oh.
have a high immune system.
They
Which is
also
why if we
tell
ever have
you,
which is why if we ever have kids, I wish they have your immune system.
you know what's going to be the biggest problem now?
Mm,
A combination of two things: the flu season starting up
Yep.
yep.
and coronavirus. They
Well,
And
encourage
ragweed
people.
allergies already too.
oh god, I've been feeling ragweed for a while because I've got
Hmm.
one tear that just doesn't want to stop crying.
Yeah, but yeah,
They are encouraging you to get a flippin' flu shot.
I do get a flu shot. That's the sad thing, Janet.
No, no, they are encouraging you to get a flu shot.
no,
I get
s-
one too. In fact,
I
when I go see my
basically
primary,
since I've been working at Kohl's, I've already passed my 6 month or 6 year anniversary as of the 20th of last month. I've been getting a flu shot every year because I
so
know
do I. So do
because
I.
I work around people, so it's like you know what, I'm protecting me because I don't want the regular flu because that on top of having that and anything else, that'd be you basically wouldn't be able to do anything because you'd be homesick constantly.
yeah, that's
And
true.
I can't
Well,
afford to miss work because one day of work for me screwed us out of grocery money because I had to pay an internet bill and anything left over has to go towards our rent and I have to get it tomorrow and give it to our landlords or we get $80. It's $80 if we're late and I'm sorry, I don't want to have that late fee.
hey, I know, I realize that, but I can't afford to get the flu. Not when I'm on this chemo I'm on.
That's true.
No, your immune system is very diminished right now.
Well, I still have a good, healthy white cell count.
Oh, that's
Good.
good.
It just
Well,
hasn't hit. They say when it gets down to around 6 or 7 is when we start worrying.
Okay.
I one of my guildmates in World of Warcraft. He's got lung cancer, but they caught it early enough that he's going to go through a couple weeks of radiation and a couple weeks of chemo to get rid of it.
Oh, then it's probably a level one or probably a level one.
Yeah, because like I said, they caught it early enough that they're
Good
able
for
to.
him. You tell him to hang in there, lady.
Yeah, I know he's going to be wiped. He's usually one that helps me out in the game with like trying to gear my characters, and I do appreciate that he does that. But I can understand that he'll need some time away from the game too. So I completely understand
Hmm.
Yeah. You
because
tell
he
him to hang in there.
well, he starts this Friday.
You tell him to kick cancer's ass.
Oh, he will. He's a tough cookie for sure.
Yeah.
Good.
Just tell him from one cancer patient to another. We may not have the same type of cancer, but we're still from one cancer patient to another.
Yep. Okay, according to JJ, said I got my flu shot last year while I was getting my chemo. Hmm.
Yeah.
I guess it just depends on what the doctor tells you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should. Yeah, you should definitely ask your doctor if it's okay because I think depending on the severity of the chemo and stuff depends on if you
Uh,
can or not.
Hey,
I'm
guys.
here doing heparin treatment now. They dropped Taxol.
Apparently my husband wants to talk, so I'm going to mute myself for a sec.
Okay.
Can you all
Next.
hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, just making sure that everything is still working properly because I actually got kicked for a moment because my computer was being a royal pain in the ass.
Oh,
I
A
Not
just pressed.
surprising.
PITA, huh?
Oh, more than that. It was a bitch.
Uh,
A fucking bitching pain in the ass, then. But anyway,
We
speak.
got a little bit of news from Iowa, from Cedar Rapids, you guys, that I kind of want to bring up and state. And
yeah, she already brought it up. Oh, something
this
different.
is something else.
Oh, okay.
here it is. I just posted it in the chat. It all ALL of all Iowa's COVID-19 testing data goes through third-party companies. Problem. Do you see a problem with that right away, Shirley?
I see two words in this headline: potentially illegally.
Oh,
Here's the thing. I haven't read the article, but I'm guessing this is a HIPAA violation like no other.
Mm-hmm.
Every COVID-19 third party view. Okay. The reporting procedure mirrors the same reporting and test as a test Iowa. The state potential legal liabilities because there is more risk a mistake is made with the data.
Oh.
A test gets processed in a lab where the result is developed, then it sends the information to a third party company involved in the $28 million. Oh boy. No bid contract that
Mm-hmm.
brought Test Iowa to the state. Then the data gets put into the Iowa Disease Surveillance System, which alerts the
Ah.
IDPH.
Yeah.
Okay,
Ah.
that's kind of nutty.
Okay. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Explains why our data's off.
Yeah, this contradicts a letter sent from the Iowa Attorney General Office to the Auditor's Office. Two companies only see tests from Test Iowa. The state auditor, their what? Uh,
He's skimming it.
Nomi Health, who is a Utah-based company, is performing similar service in Utah and Nebraska.
Okay.
Ah,
Utah, 30,000 wives can't be wrong.
Yeah,
Basically,
but how many
basically saying we're
Hey,
screwed.
hey, Shirley,
Uh huh.
you said 30,000 wives can't be wrong?
Yeah.
True, but how many coronavirus testing results can be?
Yeah, that's
a
true.
lot.
All of them.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
That's just that.
Yeah, the I-19 found on Friday the state is underreporting the positive rate of COVID-19 tests in the state on their website to show the state of the pandemic is better than reality.
I'll be right back.
Oh, sure. Iowa's governor's office said the differences in data reporting is partially from private labs on Saturday. Oh boy.
Honestly, I'm just so sick of this whole corona thing, but I'm going to say this right now. This is my opinion, and I don't know if my wife shares it, but as far as I'm concerned, fucking tests that come from our state should not fucking leave our state.
Yeah.
We have the University of Iowa, we have the University of Northern Iowa, we have the University of Iowa State, Iowa State University. We have three very, very good universities that can do the testing and can get it verified. Why aren't we using them, people?
Mm, good question.
Yeah.
Okay,
I know that we use a lab called Sonoran Labs, and they were so far behind that when I went to get my coronavirus test, it hurt like hell to go up the nose with that swab. Thank you.
Mhm.
You know, um, I was I needed it to be able to go get other tests done. I needed the results before I could get my ultrasound and my uh, ECG, etc.
Mhm.
They had it to me, the results to me in 2 days.
I believe it.
That's how fast it went.
Mhm.
Because Sonoran Labs was threatened with, I can't remember with what, to get caught up on it all.
Mhm.
Because they were doing, God, 6,700 tests a day.
here's the
Jeez.
problem that I have with this. This is my perspective again, so this opens up the state in my estimation. This opens up the state to massive HIPAA lawsuits.
Mhm.
And for those that don't know, okay, I'm going to explain. HIPAA is a federal regulation that basically says your medical information is protected, as in, it can't be sold, can't be used, none of that jazz without your express consent. Okay? So
I
every
have to
time,
fill out that form every time I go for a treatment
every,
procedure. Every
every,
single time. It
every,
doesn't matter how many times I filled out the same paperwork, it's the same shit, different day.
but
Mhm.
here's the thing, they do that intentionally so that you're aware of how HIPAA law works. HIPAA law is really powerful, as in, one HIPAA violation to the wrong for the wrong doctor could
Mhm.
cause their entire practice, not just the doctor. So let's say, for example, and I'm just going to use my wife and I's doctor's office as an example. We both go to Unity Point at Bowman Woods, okay? And we both have each other as people who are allowed to find out information about our health. Well, that's for good reason. We're husband and wife, right?
Mhm.
Right.
Okay. Now, let's just say, for example, that Jim. Now, this isn't the case. I'm just using an extreme example here. Okay. But let's just
Right.
say Jim Bob Jones down the street just found out somehow through my doctor that I had AIDS and then confronted me about it. Okay. I go and I confront my doctor about it and say, how the fuck did this dude find out? Well, we told him because do. Okay. At that point, I can file a HIPAA lawsuit against my doctor. Okay. And my doctor is someone named that I'm not withhold name for a good reason, but let's just say my doctor and my wife's doctor are not the same doctor.
Mhm.
Okay. So we get to the point where I sue my doctor because of this HIPAA violation, the whole practice closes down, including my wife's doctor.
Oh no.
That's what can happen with these HIPAA violations. And that's
Hmm.
not a joke. That's not a hyperbole. That's serious.
Yeah.
And not only would the entire practice close, but the doctors involved in that practice, the doctors, nurses, and everyone else in said practice would
Hmm.
lose their licenses.
That is not good.
No, it's
But
not.
that tells you how major of a law HIPAA is.
Hmm.
Okay?
That is true too.
So it looks like it's 10 o'clock, so we've had a good conversation about a lot of stuff. I think. What do y'all think?
Hmm.
Somebody's up shit creek with that
Yeah, I
shit.
think so too. All right. Well, anyway, it is a little after 10, but you know what? That's okay. But of course, tomorrow is Secrets of the Unknown. We're doing the St. Vincent's Asylum in Oklahoma City, and Tim will be there tomorrow for sure. And then, of course, Friday is the Nearly Naughty Mad Libs. So, just gonna wrap it up by saying, you know what? If you do play World of Warcraft, I feel sorry for you. Okay, I really do. I may not play myself, but it's a bad situation. All right, but anyway, just gonna say, everybody have a great night, have a safe night, love, peace, and chicken grease, and we'll see you tomorrow for Secrets of the Unknown. So let's do the ending first, and we'll just wrap it up by saying, have a safe night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Night, y'all.
Thank y'all for
Night,
listening.
everyone. See you tomorrow.
Jana.